So I'm starting to experience a version of myself that really I've never experienced before. I just like looked my girl in the eye and I was like, hey, give me your hand. And she did. And then I just took it and then I guided her.
If you fill up your life with things that fill you up, there's like no way you're not magnetic at that point.
Women will forgive you for being a man, but they won't forgive you for being weak. Oh, is this good enough, Wall? That's like everywhere I go. People just smile at me now. Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Hey guys, welcome to Practically Famous, where we help you master the art of dating, confidence, and nervous system regulation. I'm Brad, your host.
And I'm Jake, your co-host.
So we got a lot to get into this week, but before we do that, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Help us out with the algorithm, guys. Hit the like button, takes you 2 seconds. Subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and leave us a comment so we know what's working for you and what you want to learn more about.
Hell yeah.
Epic week for me.
Yeah.
For sure. My 90-day challenge is intact. I am currently on day 22. So for 21 days in a row, I have been sober. I have not engaged in any internet explicit content, and I have been approaching girls every single day. I just finished up week 3, where I had to approach a minimum of 3 girls a day. Today is the start of week 4, where I'm gonna have to start now approaching a minimum of 4 girls per day.
Nice.
And it is absolutely changing me, for sure, in the best way. My social skills are just through the roof. I feel so comfortable talking to people now, and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable being funny and silly and expressive and dominant and masculine all at the same time. Because a lot of that too is just coming from this sense of integrity that I'm building by staying away from my vices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, vices that had really been crushing my self-esteem for my whole entire life. So I'm starting to experience a version of myself that really I've never experienced before. And it's a more authentic version of me because it's not me being subdued anymore. It's like me really coming out and really being confident to just be myself and do what I want to do. And I've started to throw all kinds of fun things on top of this. My productivity is through the roof. I have so much extra time now because I'm not losing energy to addictions and escapes. So something really, really important that I started doing this week is taking improv classes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I cannot highly recommend this enough. Improv is essentially game 101.
Yeah.
It really is, because it's so much deeper than just like, oh, trying to be funny. It's about presence. It's about being in the moment and really listening and connecting to the people that you're interacting with.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I guess now that you say that, it makes sense, because I've gone to improv class, or I've gone to improv shows, and you know, they're hilarious. But the reason that they're hilarious is because they are present and they're tuned into, you know, what would be the funniest thing to say right now type of thing. And that's what makes it so special.
Exactly. Versus if you're trying to say, oh, what can I say after this person's done talking to be funny? It always lands flat, right?
Exactly.
But if you wait, if you're really there with the other person, you're really listening to them, you're not in your head, you're completely in the moment, the right thing to say just kind of pops up.
Yeah, it kind of arises within you.
Yeah. So what it does is in a lot of ways, it teaches you to trust yourself, to trust that, hey, the present moment is an okay place to be. And I think that's what a lot of my addictions were about, was that I couldn't handle the present moment. I couldn't handle either negative emotion that I was feeling, or I couldn't handle the tension of a social interaction where I was feeling maybe like, oh, is this other person going to like me? Am I good enough? Am I cool enough? Am I attractive enough? So instead of actually being present with people, I would get in my head and try to come up with the right thing to say.
Right. Try and calculate what's the right thing to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously we talk about this all the time. There's like no such thing as the right thing to say, because the right thing to say is whatever's authentic in the moment,
Yeah.
whatever's true in the moment. But you can't get there until you do two things. One, you learn to trust yourself, and two, you stop judging yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly judging yourself, then everything you say is going to be filtered. And, the whole point of a lot of game is to be completely unfiltered, to be just completely yourself, and to break free from the shackles of like social conditioning and insecurity, stuff like that.
Yeah. And I would even argue that it's next to impossible to really be present if any judgment is happening.
Yeah.
Right. That automatically takes you out of this moment, and it starts, you take a step back and you start labeling the moment and saying good or bad, this needs to happen in the future, or, whatever it is. It's not possible to stay present while you're judging. Yeah,
exactly. And I have another exercise. I've been doing this for a while, and this is like, guys, seriously, do this exercise every day. It'll change your life. It's kind of like an improv thing a little bit, but it's called Game the Wall. And every day, usually before I go out, I will set a timer anywhere for 5 to 10 minutes. I start at 5 minutes, and I'm just increasing 5 seconds a day. So I'm a little above 6 minutes right now. So I set a timer for 6 minutes. I stand right in front of a wall, and I just start talking. Mm-hmm. And the goal or the mission is to never stop talking under any circumstance. Even if what you just start saying is like gibberish or something, you're not allowed to stop talking. And the goal is to get to a point where you stop judging yourself. Mm-hmm. But it's the funniest thing. It's like, I'll be talking to a literal wall. It's not even another person. And I'll see it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm judging myself.
Yeah.
I'm judging myself to see if what I'm saying is good enough for a wall. What? Why? Right? Like, what is it in my mind that is doing that? So it's a good exercise to help you break past that. Just talk. Don't judge yourself. Just whatever comes out, comes out.
So help me out, because I really want to start doing these. I want to start going to improv classes. I want to start gaming the wall, and really just, putting more of my life to support being present, right? And to have that ability to flow. But I've tried gaming the wall a couple times, and it's okay, but I always end up just repeating the same things when I'm talking to the wall. Is that something you've experienced?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I will repeat things a lot. And sometimes a lot of what will break me out of it finally is if I just call it out. And I'll tell the wall, it's like, wall, I'm actually judging the things that I'm saying right now. And I don't know why I'm doing this. It's so ridiculous, and I don't feel good about it, but this is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And I start getting authentic and vulnerable with the wall. I know, dude, it's
Wait,
the weirdest.
You authentic, deep, and vulnerable?
Dude,
no way.
it's the funniest thing, because you do learn about yourself when you're doing it. And the whole point is to push past it, right? So if you find yourself repeating things, just keep talking. Just try and do something different. Sometimes I play little like association games. So I'll be like, okay, wall, what do you have to do with the roof? The roof of a house. The house is a home. My home is where my heart is. Heart is a muscle in the body. Like, and I'll try to run on associations like that just to get my brain practicing, like going all over the place. Because when you're out and you're socializing with people, that's what your brain is doing. When you're really in flow, you're just making associations. And that's why conversations flow, is because you related this one thing you said to this other thing you said.
Yeah, that's what like connection is too, to relate to someone else's experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll try and do like literal word association. So this word has to do with that word, has to do with that word, has to do with that word. Kind of will get me out of my head and flowing a little more. Sometimes I'll start giving like a seminar or a monologue about like something I've learned that week, whatever. The whole point of talking to the wall is to not judge what you're saying and to not need feedback. That's the whole point of the wall. Why it's hard to talk to the wall is because the wall is not giving you anything back.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times a hot girl doesn't give you a lot of things back, especially not at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it really trains you to go out and talk to girls a lot, because sometimes you might need to talk to a literal wall, that's a girl,
that happens,
for 5 to 10 minutes before she finally maybe starts to open up.
Yeah.
Right. You got to carry that. And sometimes that's because she's testing you. She wants to see like, this guy actually confident,
Yeah.
or is he just hoping that I'm going to like make him feel better and
Yeah.
make him feel like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah. And I like that. And that's a really important skill to have, especially when you are going out and talking to hot girls, because they will do that. But and correct me, and maybe we have a different perspective here, but I think the most important thing about that exercise is what we said, right? Is about being present and non-judgment.
Oh,
versus,
100%.
Versus having the skill of being able to talk to somebody that isn't very talkative. Like that's good to know. But really, for anyone that's going to go do this, what you're doing this for is to be present and for non-judgment.
It's for everything. The present and non-judgment is number one, but it does also teach you to like talk without feedback. And to talk without feedback, it ties right into the no judgment thing, right? What if I'm talking to someone and they're not giving me feedback? Am I going to allow that to start getting in my head and start judging the things I'm saying because I'm not getting the feedback that I feel like I want, right? Can I just talk and literally just like entertain myself, essentially? And that's what a lot of people do when they're out, is like, you know, guys who are really good and successful with social skills and with girls and stuff, is that they can just talk. And when they talk, they're just entertaining themselves. They're not trying to get validation. I'm literally standing there in my room trying to get validation from a wall. Like, oh, is this good enough, wall? But obviously it's not the wall I'm trying to get validation from. It's almost myself, right? I'm trying to get my own validation. Like, is what I'm saying good enough? Is what I'm saying good enough? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only time that what you're saying is good enough is when you're flowing and you don't care what you're saying. Then everything is good enough.
Right.
Because in the present moment, like, everything's fine. It's only in the future that things can go wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like one thing that I've been working on lately that I've really liked, it hasn't been groundbreaking, but there are moments throughout the night that I will stop and I'll check in with myself and just be like, can I let go of all the judgments that I am holding, right? Because I hold a lot of judgments that I'm not conscious that I'm holding, but when I give myself a moment when I'm out to just be like, okay, can I just let go of whatever it is that I'm judging myself about right now? So for instance, that would look like if I'm talking to a girl and it's going well, I could be judging it and being like, oh, I want this to go to something, or even just the idea of, oh, this is going well is a judgment. So I asked myself, can I just let go and can I let it be what it is and just enjoy the moment? And, you know, having those moments where you just pause and you do that, I think is important.
It's so crucial. And you touched on something really important. Judging like how things are going with a girl, even if they're going good, can be a huge detriment. Yeah. Because as soon as you think, oh, this is going good, you're actually in your head.
You are. And you're like not putting her specifically on the pedestal, but you're like, oh, I might get lucky tonight. Like whatever that sounds like to you. And then things fall apart at that point.
Yeah. And then you also, because when things are going good and you recognize that, then you go into defense mode because you're like, things are going good. I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to
fuck it up. Yeah.
So that's like the complete wrong mindset to be in, like when you're out and when you're socializing, is you don't want to be playing defense. You don't want to be trying to not fuck up, right? You want to be trying to do what you want to do and move things forward and be fun and be flowing at all times.
Yeah. And that's like, that gets back. I don't know if we've talked about it here, but you and I have had this conversation too of it's so important to mess up. It's so important to get rejected because that's exactly that. That's the only way to let go of judgment of messing up is to mess up.
Rejection is one of the most crucial things for a man to go through. It is absolutely crucial, and not self-rejection, all right? But rejection from others, whether that's in like a sales job or obviously we're talking about socializing and meeting people and talking to girls, right? You want to get as many rejections as possible so that you can build your resilience. And so many guys, like, especially nowadays, like a lot of guys don't approach girls at all, ever. Maybe a lot of guys have never approached a girl in their life. Yeah. Right. So they've actually never faced rejection. And then they'll say like, well, girls don't like me. It's like, okay, you don't even have the balls to talk to one. Yeah. What kind of girl is going to like a man who's so cowardly that he can't even say hi to a girl? Yeah. Right. Let alone, and saying hi is just step one, bro. You got a long way to go after that, you know? Exactly. But that is step one. And, you know, not to detract from the power of it. Like if you do build up the courage to be able to approach women, that alone is, hey, amazing job.
Yeah. Yes, like you said, it's the first step, right?
Exactly.
You can't not get better at it if you don't try something.
Yeah, but being rejected is just you being sharpened. Yeah. Every rejection sharpens you. Even the ones, you know, that send you spiraling down and make you question your whole entire concept of yourself, like, am I good enough? Am I attractive enough? Am I ever going to get a girl? Am I ever going to get the girl I want? Like, that's good. Feel all that, because when you're present with those emotions, you can actually feel them and then let them go. Versus if you just avoid rejection your whole life, you're really just avoiding negative emotions, which is going to make you unable to be present. And it's going to make you unable to socialize, and it's going to make you miserable because you're going to be storing all these repressed emotions, and it's gonna lead you to addictions.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I can tell you, right? That's exactly where it's going to lead you, is to numbing and suppressing and repressing all of your pain.
Yeah. And that's why action, it's such an important part of letting go, right? Because you can sit at home and let go, and you can honestly make some progress by just doing that. But to truly let go, you need to take action, because the action will arise those emotions and those attachments within you.
Yeah, and they'll bring up things maybe that you didn't even realize you had.
Yeah, exactly.
That's rough. It's rough to go through it.
It's rough. Yeah.
But when we get to the point, like where I'm going right now, I already see this happening. Like, I got 68 more days left of this 90-day challenge, and the acceleration is already crazy, but I'm still just in month 1. I'm still going through withdrawals. I went through a massive withdrawal yesterday. It was so painful. It lasted for like a couple hours. And I just sat there and I felt it and I dealt with it, just allowing it to be what it was. And I was like pacing my apartment. I was talking to ChatGPT. It finally just broke down and cried. Like, I hadn't done that in a while. But it was just it was so much. It was so overwhelming because I had all these feelings coming up that were surrounding the urge. It wasn't just a physical urge. It was like emotions. Like, why do I have these urges? Because I'm trying to escape some kind of negative emotion. So negative emotions were popping up, and a lot of my negative emotions recently have been about like, I'm working so hard, I'm doing all the right things, like, I'm getting rid of my addictions, I'm going out and I'm facing my insecurities and facing rejections, and I'm facing, good things have been happening too, like, and I'll get to that a little later. I'm having a lot of more success lately. But, I was just like upset and angry. And I'm like, I don't have all the things I want in life yet. But I'm supposedly like doing everything right and all this stuff. And, I finally got past it all. And once it was gone, bro, I was like zen. I was so present and so grounded. I actually had an improv class like an hour right after that. So I went to my improv class, like, I was so free flowing, and like I was probably the best student there. And just in terms of like being willing to really go for it and really get out of my comfort zone and be myself and be authentic. And then we went out last night, and I had one of the most amazing nights out I've had since I got here to Arizona. Maybe the best night, because the one really long interaction that we had, I was just so in charge, and I was so comfortable, and I was just leading the whole entire thing. My mouthpiece was just like going, like I was just talking, like fun, expressive jokes, commanding, dominant, everything. And it was great. It felt so good. I felt so masculine. I felt like I was in charge. I was leading a girl around the bar, so yeah. So I was talking to these girls, right? And, you were talking to one friend, I was talking to the other friend, and I could tell like, my vibe was good, my masculinity was good. And she was giving me like, puppy dog eyes, basically, like, oh my God, like he's so cute. And, so we were downstairs at the bar with them, and there's an upstairs area. And I was like, hey, let's go check out the upstairs. And this is something that like, I would not have even had the balls to do like a few weeks ago. I just like looked my girl in the eye and I was like, hey, give me your hand. And she did. And then I just took it, and then I guided her up the stairs, took her to that room. Whereas like I would have been so like, even last week, what we were talking about last week, where I felt like I was in very permission seeking mode. Like, is this okay? Does she want me to lead? Does she want me to do this?
Was that Sunbar last weekend?
Yeah, that was last weekend.
Yeah, I really feel like that was a really good learning moment, right?
It was.
Like the only reason not the only reason, but like the experience last weekend at Sunbar gave you exactly the tools you needed to be successful this weekend.
Which is what we were saying just earlier, right? It's so crucial to go through rejection and hard moments, because they give you the tools.
Exactly.
And they have you deal with like So this week, it started pretty rough for me because honestly, after we recorded that episode last week, my pride was pretty wounded. And I was like, I hated having to go on and talk about how I messed up this situation. It didn't feel good. It did not feel good to me. I was kind of angry and frustrated, but I was like, you know what? I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah.
Never going to do that shit again.
Yeah. Yeah, you need that. Every man needs that, to go through those difficult moments to say exactly what you said, right? That's never going to happen again. I'm never going to let myself not show up.
Yeah, exactly. And this week, I mean, I showed up not just in that one. That was a really great example last night, but I had other really great examples this week where I was doing the same thing, where I was, hey, you know what? This is what I want to do. Invite a girl and lead it the way I want to lead it and not be seeking permission. Like, hey, if I want to hold the girl's hand, I'm going to go hold their hand. If I want to kiss her, I'm going to kiss her. You know, if I want to lead her somewhere, if I want to take her somewhere, if I want to take her out, whatever, like I'm going to do it. No more permission seeking. And it really became clear to me this week because I had multiple moments like that where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this thing that I want to do and move it forward. And like, it worked. So yeah, it just like in my mind, I was like, oh, it's that easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that easy to like, if you want to do something, just do it.
Yeah.
Like you're the leader, you're in charge. Whatever you say goes, you know? And if she's not down for it, like that's cool.
And she'll tell you.
Yeah. And she'll tell me.
And then that's exactly what you need. That's all you need, right? She'll tell you and be like, okay, no problem. And then you adjust or you find somebody else.
Yeah. And I was thinking this week about that too. It's okay, you know, if you go for it and she tells you that she's not into it. Because this is what I was thinking this week. It's like women will forgive you for being a man, but they won't forgive you for being weak.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So
for sure,
if you're a man and you're attracted to a girl and you go for it, like she gets that. She understands that.
Yeah, she does. That's a really good insight, actually.
But if you want something and you're being weak
and you just never take it,
she's never gonna get over that.
Never.
You know?
No.
So better to be more forward than maybe you're comfortable with, and to ask girls for what you want, or better than tell girls what you want. Like, hey, take my hand. Hey, I want to go here. Hey, come with me. Right? Or pull her in for a kiss, right? If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Obviously maybe read the situation, but
read the situation.
If things are going good and you're vibing and you want to kiss a girl, like kiss her.
Yeah, absolutely. And if she doesn't like it, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
One way or another, she'll tell you. So.
And if she tells you she doesn't like it and it sends you on a spiral, good. You'll learn your lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll learn your lesson because then next time you won't make the same mistake.
Exactly. Yeah, too. And I think girls too, like sometimes you'll be vibing with a girl and you pull her in for a kiss and she'll like not go for it, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to do it. She's just not ready for it.
Yeah, a lot of the time she's just not ready.
And yeah, there's both. All situations exist. Sometimes you go for it and she's not about it, and sometimes you go for it and she's about it, but it's too fast, and so then you adjust and calibrate more. And sometimes you go for it and she's just as enthusiastic as you are, if not more. So
yeah, and girls like to be pursued.
Yeah,
they want you to show that you want them and that you won't just give up at the first sign of trouble.
Yeah, and I think like in that moment, that's the moment to be grounded and calm and okay and not spiral. But that only comes through trying it, having it happen, spiraling, and then letting go. And then the next time you don't spiral as much.
Yeah, I've had that happen lots of times in the past too, where like I would go for a kiss and she might like shyly like back away or like giggle or something, but she'd like still be hanging out with me and smiling at me, and like, you know, we'd be vibing. So as long as you don't freak out,
you're fine.
You know, like you could tease her about it or something. Like you go for it like a few minutes later. Yeah. You know, maybe she's ready.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's all good. So.
And the other thing that I've been realizing this week is how important it is, because I'm going out every night. It's so great because I always have things to invite girls to. So like this week, I was going to go out to Old Town on Wednesday night. And so I'd met a girl the night before and I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I'm going out to Old Town. Do you want to come? And she's like, oh, I don't want to go there, but I'm going here if you want to meet up. So I met up with her at a restaurant. And we hung out for actually most of the night. Then we went sing some karaoke. It was a fun night. But when you have things going on, it's a lot easier to build a social life because you have things to invite people to, right? Because that's what to be social, like guys like, oh, I want more friends, or I want my girls, or I want more dates. Okay, well, like, what are you going to do? If all you do is sit at home and watch YouTube, that's not something you can really invite people
Yeah.
to.
Like what would the girl be excited to go and hang out with? Like why would she be excited to go hang out with you? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. What do you have going on?
Yeah.
Like girls want to have fun, bro.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit around and play video games.
Not at all.
And they don't want to sit around and watch YouTube with you, So like get a life.
Yeah.
Go do things. Like for me, I'm doing my improv comedy classes, right? I'm doing, I'm going out to, bars and clubs, but I'm also expanding. Like I went to karaoke this week. That was super fun. I'm probably going to go back. I kind of want to get into country dancing and going to country bars and doing that because I love to dance personally. So especially like a partner dance, like the country dancing is, I think that would be a lot of fun. And obviously great thing to invite girls to.
Yeah. I think definitely go do things because then you have things to invite girls to, but also it's important to go do things that you like. Like you said, I like to dance, right? Go do things that make you happy. We're talking about being magnetic. If you fill up your life with things that fill you up, there's like no way you're not magnetic at that point. There's things that you need to deal with that prevents you from going out and living the life that you want to live. And that is primarily like difficult emotions that lead us to video games or numbing out or whatever it is. And then we end up never going to do the things that really light us up inside. And so if you can deal with your emotional side enough that you can start to break the chains from your addictions, you can then spend more time going and doing things that fill you up. And like, that's being magnetic 101. As having an abundance of positive energy inside of you that you can give to people. So I think filling up your life with stuff is good for multiple reasons. One, because it gives you the opportunity to invite people. It makes you more interesting. But I think the most important thing is that it gives you an opportunity to become magnetic. It gives you an opportunity to feel good about who you are and the life you live.
Man, everything you said there was just right on the money. So crucial. First and foremost, what you were saying about doing things that are going to like kind of allow you to detach from your addictions, because the reason you go to them is because you don't feel good. Mm-hmm. And you're just trying to make yourself feel better. And so there's going to be that weird middle ground where, you start going out. Like for me, this 90-day challenge, I started going out and like all I really knew what to do was go to bars and clubs every night. And I'm like, I like doing that. And I love meeting people and talking to people and vibing with people, but it's not necessarily what I want to do all 90 days. So it's taken me a couple of weeks, but I'm starting to see like, oh, these are some other things I want to do now. I like going to karaoke. Oh, I want to go to country dance. Oh, I want to go to improv. Right? I want to do all these things that are actually interesting to me and sound like fun. And you're right. It is filling me up. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about it this week. I was just thinking like, man, what was I thinking? 90-day challenge to quit my addictions, but then also on top of that, just throw nightly rejection on top of it. Like what's wrong with me? Do I hate myself? But it really has forced me to go out every night. It's been so good because it has allowed me to develop this sense of what do I want to do? Mm-hmm. Where do I want to go? What's going to be enjoyable for me? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it started with just what do I know? Like I know I can go to bars and clubs, but now maybe I'm only going to maybe I'll go to a club twice a week now, and I'll do other fun stuff throughout the week that is social and has other people. And there's all kinds of cool things that people like to do.
Yeah.
I could go to run club. I could go to a shuffle dancing meetup. I could go to, the improv stuff that I'm doing. It's huge out here. Mm-hmm. There was 22 people in the class I went to last time. And then after I did improv, I actually went out to the bars and clubs because I was all like warmed up and social, and it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we talk about it, I think that at least I am underappreciating how important this is, right? Because I think in the last couple of months, we've both done a lot of cleaning up and letting go of negative emotions, but I really have started to walk away from a lot of the negative emotions that I've really dealt with in the past. I did some really good healing in relation to my family. I'm really being non-judgmental of myself now, which has really opened me up to just being lighter, right? Not dealing with so many difficult emotions. And I'm not appreciating until right now how important it is to go do stuff just for the pure fact of making me feel good. Not, if I meet girls wherever I go, whatever, that's cool, that's good, but just to do stuff to make myself feel good, right? That is a key part of becoming magnetic.
It is. It's huge. Because when you're happy, right? What did we talk about last week? The law of state transference, right? Other people feel what you feel. And if you feel happy and you feel good about yourself, other people are going to feel happy and feel good about you. Mm-hmm. Right? Because they're like, who's this guy? I mean, I can tell you, hands down, right now, going 22 days without any explicit internet matter and practicing semen retention, I'm so magnetic. People feel very good around me. They do. They feel great around me. I can tell that I'm getting instant good reactions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we don't get bad reactions anymore.
Yeah. And it used to be like, oh, I'm not getting a bad reaction, but like, you know, maybe it's like everywhere I go, people just smile at me now.
Yeah.
Like people sense something in me. And I think it's that I just feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I have integrity. I feel like I'm conquering my demons. I feel like more of a man. So I think that makes people feel safe around me, and that like I'm a good person, and that I'm a fun person, and girls feel very feminine around me. You know, that was a big light bulb moment for me last night when I was leading that girl around. She was just able to be completely in her feminine energy the whole time that we were interacting at the bar.
Yeah, she loved it. She loved to just be in that energy.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I'm leading everything. I'm taking care of everything. I'm creating the container for her to have fun within.
Yeah, that was a fire point that we came across last week.
It was.
That was good. Yeah.
It's interesting how many things from last week I'm relating back on this week.
Yeah.
Lessons learned, right? This is what growth looks like.
And honestly, you're exactly right. That was textbook creating container, right? Something that we learned from last week, what not creating a container looks like and feels like, but now we know what a successful container looks like and how women bloom when you create that container.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm also realizing, you know, kind of going in with what we've been saying about, you know, filling your cup, but just keeping yourself constantly social, doing something social every day, even if it's something simple as calling someone on the phone. Cause like today I talked to a friend on the phone for like over an hour, and that was good for me. Like I felt good doing that. Improv class. Maybe I don't go to improv class to pick up girls. I just go to talk and chat, but it keeps me social. So everything I'm doing, you know, if you just spend your whole entire week all up in your head and then you try and go out Friday night's usually pretty rough because it's going to take you a while to really get yourself opened up again and get yourself flowing, because you spent Sunday through Thursday completely locked in, focused in your head, work, maybe gym, come home and you're just in your head watching TV, screens, technology, video games. And then you're like, oh, I want to go out and be social, but like you haven't been practicing that at all. Whereas now, you know, we talk about the concept of warming up. Like when you go out, you start talking to people, just start talking to everyone so you warm up. It takes me like one approach to get warmed up now. Because I'm just constantly in this social state. And this is still just the beginning. I just finished week 3. This is 13 weeks. 90 days is 13 weeks. And I can't even imagine what's going to happen, what I'm going to be like 10 weeks from now. I'm already seeing crazy growth from this. And I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I went out this afternoon to try and do like some Sunday afternoon stuff. And I was able to get a few approaches in. I'm going to go back out again tonight. Like I love this shit. I live for this shit now. It's so fun to talk to people because I'm awesome and people have good reactions to me. That can happen. Guys, you don't understand how shy I was as a kid, as a teenager, how insecure I was, how much my self-esteem was absolutely destroyed by my addictions. Completely destroyed. Never felt like I was good enough. And now I'm feeling great and I want to meet people and express myself.
So if someone's listening to this podcast and they want to kind of, you know, walk in that direction, and I'm asking this actually mostly for myself too, because I've been having a hard time as far as like finding enough time to go out consistently. And I think probably a lot of guys reflect that in their life right now too. So like, how would you, so we said that it's really good to find the ability to go out regularly. You're going out every single day and doing this. And so if a guy right now is in a routine or has a job, he comes home, he makes dinner, he watches YouTube videos and go to bed. Like, what does he do to start walking in the direction of building his life into one that's more social?
Yeah. So there's a couple things that, I want to say about that. One is I get it. It's very difficult. And that was where I was for a long time, where I was just like, oh my God, I'm just too tired to go out and to do things. I can only make it out on the weekends. I need to come home and just watch TV and veg out because I'm exhausted or whatever, right? But you have to get clear on what you want and you have to make it a priority and schedule it. I think scheduling it is so important. One thing that's working so well for me right now is like, it's every night. So I just don't have a choice. I don't have a choice to even think about, do I want to go out tonight? I'm not saying you have to go out 7 days a week, but schedule it. Like, hey, I'm going out 3 days a week. I'm going out 4 days a week. I'm going out 5 days a week. Whatever it is, you schedule it. Just like you schedule the gym. The gym is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. right? So let's say you go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Find something to do Tuesday, Thursday. And it doesn't have to be going out to a bar or a club to hit on girls. Anything social is going to be so good for you, because if you show up to the bars and clubs on Friday and Saturday, but throughout the week you were doing things like we were saying that filled your cup, you're feeling good about yourself. You're going to be in a more social mood. So find things that interest you. And improv interested me because it was very much in alignment with a lot of the things that I'm learning, right? It's very much in alignment with getting better at game, but also it's fun. I went to improv class Tuesday night last week, and I just laughed for 2 hours straight. So that filled my cup. And, a lot of the times, we talked about this last week too, like your nervous system drains your energy before you go out because it's scared that you're going to go out and like face some kind of uncomfort, right? Some kind of discomfort while you're out. You might face rejection, or you might go through, some kind of pain, right? So you have to go out to get over that hump, because once you're out, your energy will return. I think that's one of the biggest things in your mind, is that how you feel is a lie. A lot of the times, because I can't go out to improv tonight, I'm exhausted. But the second you get to improv, you snap up with energy, you start laughing with people, you have more energy, improv class is over, and you're like, oh man, I want to keep going. Right? Or even if you go out to the bars and the clubs. I used to do this a lot back in the day. Friday night was always rough for me, because Friday's the end of the work week. I'm exhausted. I just worked 5 days in a row. Now I'm supposed to stay out till 2 a.m. I woke up at 6 a.m. on Friday. I was supposed to stay out till 2 a.m. on Friday. I'm up for almost 24 hours after a full week of work. That was hard. So like Friday nights at 7, 8 p.m., guess what my nervous system was whispering to me? Hey, buddy.
Take a nap.
You know what would be nice? How about we just go to bed early tonight? Wouldn't that be good? So I just made a commitment. This is getting to the other point. Like, how do you start to implement this in your life? Just show up. I used to tell myself, hey, just go to the bar. If you get to the bar and you want to go home, you can go home, but you have to go to the bar first, and that's it. And going to the bar is pretty easy. All you have to do is get in your car and drive there. But once I was there every Friday night, guess what? As soon as I walked into the bar, I didn't feel tired anymore.
Yeah.
I felt full of energy. And then I'd start talking to people and I'd feel even more full of energy. So you have to understand that energy is it's not just a bank, like either you have it or not. You can create energy. Energy can build from within. Energy can build from your state. So if you're happy and feeling good, your nervous system is going to give you more energy, because it's like, hey, I like this. I want to keep doing this because I'm feeling good right now. But if you're not enjoying what you're doing, then your nervous system is going to take your energy, help you shut down. It's like, hey, I don't like this. Let's go to bed. Yeah. This is going to be a way better idea than staying out here and dealing with these things that I don't like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do things that you like to do. Doesn't always have to be talking to girls. If girls are involved, better.
All the better.
All the better, but it doesn't have to be. So something that you enjoy, doesn't have to be for a long time. Sometimes I go out, a lot of the times in the past few weeks, I've gone out for like 20, 30 minutes and just hit like during week 2, I only do 2 approaches a day. So I might just go into the bar and just do 2 approaches real quick and like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm good. But you know what happened after that is I felt good about myself because I did it. That is such another key, is like the integrity. Hey, I said I was going to do something and I did it.
Yeah. Building wins.
It builds your identity. It builds your self-confidence.
Fuck yeah. Love that.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add today?
No, not really. I feel like I'm pretty inspired to I really want to work hard to stop spending time on my phone, on Instagram, on YouTube, because it brings my energy down. And I'm so inspired to go out more than I am. But in order to do that, I need to not let my energy drain to those things. So I really want to focus on not doing that so that I can show up 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Yeah, those things, their energy leaks. Yeah. They don't build your energy. It seems relaxing at the time, but it actually does. It drains your energy. Whereas something like going out actually gives you more energy. Yeah. And it's so counterintuitive because it's not how you feel, right? It's almost the exact opposite. Going out, that's going to be energy. But once you start talking to people, you're good. And it's like, let me tell the listeners, guys, staying in is a scam. It's a scam. That's not where life happens. I'm not saying don't spend a moment inside. I love playing piano. I've been playing piano for about an hour every day. So, there are things to do inside, but
I think we have a different opinion of all that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just telling you.
I don't think it's a scam.
life happens outside your door, man. It's
sure. I agree that life happens outside your door. I think it's important to rest too, but it's not a scam. But But I do agree that life happens outside of where you are.
Yeah. And again, obviously we talk about this all the time. It's hard at first.
Yeah.
Because at first it feels like outside sucks.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not getting the results I want. I'm not getting the reactions I want. But once you start connecting with people, like it's so addictive to get good connections with people. Like I had so many great connections this week. I met a really awesome girl this week. I had a really great night out last night and I'm feeling so much more fulfilled. I did my improv classes. Those things made me feel so good. It's just been great.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad I'm going out every night. I'm sure that at the end of my 90-day challenge, I'm probably going to spend a week inside. I probably will.
I thought it was a scam. No?
Yeah. Well, there is, to your point, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're spending every day inside, that's too much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree.
get out more, do something, join a sport, play softball, volleyball.
That's a great way to connect. Great way to fill your cup.
Yeah. Sports, anything, physical activity is so important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let us know if you're going out multiple days per week and what you like to do when you go out. Give us some ideas in the comments for other guys who want to get out more. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And that's going to wrap it up for Practically Famous this week. Go out and crush it, guys. Go out at least 2 days this week. 3 days, even better.
Yeah, 3 days. Why not?
Yeah, and then we'll talk to you next week. We'll update you with some more cool stories from our days. Until then, go talk to some girls.
Peace.